MAGA loyalist Marjorie Taylor Greene will lead the House subcommittee for DOGE next year. That is the effort, of course, led by Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy to eliminate government waste, the Department of Government Efficiency. My nightcap is still here. A lot of people are wondering, where's J.D. Vance?
Okay, can I ask you something? So she's leaving, she's not leaving the Congress, right?
No.
But isn't DOGE like just a blue ribbon sort of thing? It's not an official government agency.
It's not official. In fact, they are volunteers.
Okay.
Because Musk and Ramaswamy being volunteers means they don't have to divest, they don't have to have background checks, they don't have conflicts of interest.
Okay.
They just get to give their recommendations and let's see what happens.
Yeah. So she can do that. There's no conflict of interest with her working at DOGE and also
my
being a
sweet
government.
love.
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome to 2024. Conflicts of interest were yesteryear. But for real,
Where's
Elon Musk has been in every Trump family photo next to Donald Trump all day, every day, yesterday, and most likely tomorrow. How does this look for J.D. Vance, who in theory is the VP and the number 2?
How does it look for Don Jr. when you have Elon Musk standing in front of you in a family portrait? I mean,
fair, totally
right?
fair.
I don't know. I mean, I will just say that my mom texted me saying, wait a minute, who is the vice president? Is it, and where is the same question that you're asking, where is J.D. Vance? Because all I'm seeing, she says, is Elon Musk.
Well, one of the great dramas is going to be to watch these two guys and how this plays out. You know, arguably the two most powerful guys in the world.
Who's the boss?
I'd like you to ask each one of them. Now, the day Donald doesn't feel like he's the boss, Elon's got a problem.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's so many reasons. You have a theory. I know you're going to say that you think it's going to get along. I think it's going to be like wrestling. Like, they'll fight, they'll get back together, they'll fight, they'll get, one guy will be a bad guy, another will be a good guy. I mean, but I think the drama between those two guys is going to be one of the big news stories coming up.
I think they find him all to be amusing at this point, people I've spoken to around Trump, because he'll just say like really outlandish things, and he'll talk about like going to Mars, or why don't we change the defense system? Why aren't we just using drones? Like, he'll just come up with these fantastical ideas, and they're just like, whoa, this guy is brilliant, and they're enjoying being around this guy. I mean, he's the richest man in the world. He gave Trump a ton of money, but he's not the most socially savvy. And the people who tend to survive around Trump, they understand how to survive in Trump world, and that means like giving him his space, recognizing your enemies who are around you, and obviously, like, don't irritate Trump, because like Howard Lutnick, he's the head of the transition. He irritated Trump a lot, and that's why he got Commerce
But
Secretary.
is it different when you have $300 billion?
Yes. Donald Trump has one true love in this world.
Money.
And it's money. Elon Musk has a level of wealth and even power, the likes we have never seen.
But he wouldn't trade places with him. He would not trade places. I still think Trump would rather be Trump than Elon Musk.
And Elon Musk would rather be Elon Musk.
So there's your interesting
yes,
dynamic.
and so I actually think they're not breaking up because, Trump marvels at Elon Musk's wealth because there's nothing like it. But my question to you, Steve, is at some point, will any of the conflicts of interest matter, right? So Howard Lutnick is going to be the Commerce Secretary. What's one of the first things he's likely to do? Bring internet, broadband to rural America. And who's going to do it? Starlink.
I don't think so. I mean, I think that your comment at the top of the segment, it was yesterday's issue. Who's going to enforce it? Who's going to decide that conflicts of interest are indeed a conflict? I think that we're sort of beyond that. We elected a president who is rife with conflicts of interest. His dealings with foreign powers, the money that he took during his first term, the operations of his son-in-law, the operations of his businesses. He has a, what do you call it, a social media company that's going to benefit from this. I don't even know where to start anymore.
He never divested right before you were supposed to.
No, he was supposed to.
The last time he never did it, right?
We used to do this if there was a little hint of this. Back in the days when, I don't know, journalism sort of mattered, right?
They still do.
Hold
on a minute.
I'm sorry.
When you say that, that is the greatest gift to Steve Bannon, who wants to destroy all journalists. So I'm going to kick you right out of here.
The point I would make is accurate, but I'll let you finish.
When we would get a hint or a whiff of a conflict, it would blow up into a very big deal.
True. True.
It is just not the case anymore. I don't know why that is. I don't mean to denigrate journalism. I'm a lifelong journalist. I'm a huge supporter of journalism, but I just don't know where and how it matters anymore.
People care about are their problems being solved. Yeah. If my pocketbook, if my bread costs less, and I'm not worried about immigration, and I don't feel crime's bad, they don't even know what a conflict of interest is.
But I think you're saying something very smart about journalism that has sort of, has been in the zeitgeist, especially this was the streamer, influencer, podcaster election. And Donald Trump knew it, and he went to those folks and he actually energized and animated and electrified a part of the electorate that hadn't been before. Young people, young men, especially young white men on college campuses. Who would have thought that that would have been, this election was fought on the margins, won and lost on the margins. And so he electrified that demographic, which I saw it happening in real time as I went to college campuses across the country.
Steph,
but when you look at who he amplifies, those folks, right? The Joe Rogans. He's not trying to go on NBC, ABC, CBS, CNN, MSNBC for interviews. He's going there. Watch who's going to be in the press briefing. See if influencers may be sitting in the front row or in front of actual old school journalists.
There's a different issue. Journalists covered all those conflicts of interest last time.
Yeah.
We're absolutely willing and ready to cover them again.
Right.
But there's a question to the Biden administration. Because when Joe Biden was running in 2020, he said, elect me, because I'm going to close all these loopholes. Never again will you have a president that can run a business, not disclose his taxes. We're going to, because the problem is, all these things that Donald Trump is doing are legally allowed. And you remember when the last administration, they would laugh at us?
Yeah.
You'd say, Kellyanne Conway, this is unprecedented. This is inappropriate. And they would go, sure, it's inappropriate, but it's not illegal.
It's not illegal.
And in the last 4 years, when we thought Democrats were in power and they would change the rules, and before you ran for president, you would be legally forced to show your taxes and do all these things. It never happened.
No, and
so now we have Trump 2.0 oligarchy.
Absolutely. And
That's a good one. You
You were practicing that one like the black jobs that Michelle Obama.
That's a hard one to follow. And in fact, if you look at the people who were around Joe Biden, they were some of the worst in terms of conflicts of interest. I mean, basically his entire inner circle was full of former lobbyists that had come
Hold on.
That's true.
No, yes.
Steve Ricchetti, Anita Dunn.
They were former lobbyists.
Yeah.
And when they worked in the White House, they had absolutely no real-time conflicts. The conflicts we are talking about with Donald Trump are live right now. Right? Kelly Loeffler right now, what's happening with her company and Truth Social, and she's going to get a post in the White House. I mean, like, you can't even compare the conflicts that have existed in the Biden White House.
And you also can't compare it to Steve's point. And who's going to say something? I mean, it's like...
I think we're going to keep doing it. But I want to ask Donny a quick question, which has struck me that the 78-year-old candidate Trump ran a younger campaign.
100%.
And the idea of reaching out to younger people, I think that this was a certain... It highlighted a certain sclerosis, if you might, in the Democratic Party. They are older. They acted older. They ran an older campaign.
Too careful.
The things that Don was talking about were fantastic on the part of the Trump campaign, and they were never responded to by Harris.
Look, they understood. Trump, you can say all you want about him negatively. Trump gets media, the culture, the pulse. He just has, it's through his body. He understands that. So he had that going in. Also, a lot of young people just related to like the strength and the visceral, particularly the young men, that's what they took away. Like I spoke to so many.
It's not the strength; it's fear. The
young people weren't voting out of fear.
There was some fear there from young people because young people are afraid of. They too are afraid of being canceled. They too, sort of pretend or think that they know about the economy when mom and dad are paying the credit card bills and the whatever. But they're afraid that he gets them to believe that, oh my God, the economy is bad.
He's more
or he gets him to believe. And this whole idea.
Built for this.
Yeah, but listen. This whole idea about free speech, these young people are all on this. They're not getting their news from old folks like us, okay? They're all on this. And what are they doing? Free speech, free speech, free speech, which has nothing to do with a social media platform. But they believe if they cannot go on a social media platform and call you a dirty word or you a dirty word or me or whatever, or be able to say whatever the hell that they want or objectify women or whatever that that is somehow free speech when it is not. And that is what the social media algorithms are pushing, the people who own the social media companies, and Donald Trump as well. They're taking your rights and your freedoms away, and you won't be able to say what you want to say, young guy. You should be the head of the household and not all these women that are taking your jobs.